Hello, good afternoon, friends. Today we'll see the next article in kinetic theory of gases, and that is what? Emission of heat radiation. Emission of heat radiation. It means that actually this is given by pre-host. This is given by pre-host, and that's why this is also called as Prevost theory of heat exchange. Prevost theory of heat exchange. According to this theory, according to this theory, every according to this theory, every body radiates, every body radiates radiant energy at all temperature, at all temperature, at all temperature, except absolute zero. Means if the temperature of the body is other than absolute zero, then that body will radiate the heat energy at all temperature. So only condition is that the temperature of the body should be greater than absolute zero. This is the main concept given by Prevost, and that's why it is called as the Prevost theory of heat exchange. And the another point is given by Prevost, and what is that? The radiant energy emitted by a substance is totally related with its own temperature. Its own temperature means the heat energy radiated by a substance is totally related with the own temperature and not the temperature of the surrounding. Whatever it may be the temperature of the surrounding, that body will radiate heat energy if its temperature is other than absolute zero or greater than absolute zero. Other than, instead of other than, we call it as greater than absolute zero. Only in that case, that body can be able to radiate the heat energy. And you will find that this heat exchange, when a body is placed in a surrounding, when a body is placed in a surrounding, what happened? This is surrounding S, this is body A. So you will find that there is a heat exchange between the surrounding and the body. Between the surrounding and the body. So the thermal energy radiated, it depends upon the temperature of the body and not of the surrounding. But here, surrounding behaves as if the other body is absent. The body behaves as if the other surrounding is absent. And both are continuously emitting the radiations as their temperature is greater than absolute zero. So surrounding as well as that body has a tendency to emit the heat radiations, to emit the heat radiation. So here question is how a substance can be able to emit the heat radiation. So that I will explain. So every body it has atoms and molecules. It has molecules as well as atoms. And these consist of protons, neutrons, and electrons. These molecules or these atoms, they consist of protons, neutrons, and electrons. So all these are the charged particle except neutrons. So you will find that these particles vibrate about their mean position continuously. These particles vibrate about their mean position continuously. And in this case, what happened when the body absorbs some heat from the surrounding or from some another body? What happened? These particles starts to vibrate with a larger amplitude. Means the kinetic energy of the particle goes on increasing. So as the body absorbs the heat radiations from the source or from another body, so naturally these particles will vibrate about their mean position continuously. That's why the kinetic energy of these particles goes on increasing. And as the kinetic energy goes on increasing, these molecules, they are in vibrational mode. And during this process, what happened? They emit the heat radiation. These particle emits the heat radiation, and that's why when a body absorbs the heat energy, after some time it try to radiate that heat energy to the surrounding. So this goes on continuously. Means whenever body absorb the heat radiations from the surrounding, by that time these particles vibrate about their mean position continuously, and the radiations come out in the form of electromagnetic waves. And that's why what we can say, each and every body radiates thermal energy at all possible temperature except absolute zero. Okay, this is the main theme in the previous theme. So what happened? When a body is placed in a surrounding, this body has a natural tendency, as I told you, it emits the heat radiations. Simultaneously, that body absorbs the heat radiations from the surrounding. Means body A absorbs the heat energy from the surrounding, simultaneously given out the heat radiations to the surrounding. So after some time, what happened? The temperature of the body and the surrounding becomes same. After some time, what happened? Suppose initially the temperature of the body is greater. Temperature of the body is greater than the surrounding. So naturally, what happened? This body has a tendency to absorb the heat radiations from the surrounding, and simultaneously it will give out the heat radiation to the surrounding. As the temperature of the body is more, as far as this surrounding is concerned, so what happened? After some time, there is a loss in energy as far as this body is concerned. Means the body loses its energy. Because of that, its temperature goes on decreasing. And after some time, you will find that the temperature of body and the surrounding becomes same. After that, the temperature of the body and the surrounding becomes same. So, though the temperature of the body and the surrounding becomes same, it doesn't mean that the heat exchange stops. Though the temperature is same, both are at the equilevel temperature, means the body and the surrounding. Still, you will find that the process of heat transfer or heat exchange continuously. And this heat exchange, it takes place from body to surrounding as well as from surrounding to body. But at the same time, what happened when the temperature is same, means they are in equilibrium, thermal equilibrium. They are in thermal equilibrium. So it means that the thermal energy, the rate of thermal energy given out is equal to the rate of thermal energy absorbed by the system. Means the rate of emission of thermal energy is equal to the rate of absorption of thermal energy from the surrounding. Is same, and that's why we call it as this system is in thermal equilibrium. Means the same quantity of heat energy is given out, and the same quantity of heat energy is absorbed by the body. That's why there is no change in its temperature, and its temperature remains constant. So the same thing happens for surrounding. Surrounding also, the temperature of the surrounding is, if it is lower than the body, then what will happen? It will absorb the heat radiations or heat energy from the body. After some time, its temperature will increase, and when the temperature of surrounding and body becomes same, again there is a thermal equilibrium. Means the quantity of heat energy given out by the surrounding is equal to quantity of heat absorbed by the surrounding. And in this case, this is called as heat exchange. Means what I mean to say, even if the temperature of the body is same, even if the temperature of two bodies is same, still you will find that the process of heat exchange takes place continuously. This is a continuous process. This is a continuous process. Okay, this is one thing. Then what I mean to say, at room temperature, suppose we have a hot body. I can give another example. Suppose we have a cup of tea. Naturally, the temperature of the tea, cup of tea is more as compared to the surrounding. And here is suppose ice. Here is suppose ice. Temperature of ice is lower than the surrounding. So both have place in the surrounding. So here what happened? Temperature of the tea is greater than the surrounding. That's why heat is given out by the tea. This will absorb by the surrounding. Here, the temperature of the ice is lower than the surrounding. Naturally, heat is absorbed by the ice. And after some time, you will find that the temperature of ice and tea becomes same. Because the heat is given out, thermal energy is emitted by the hot tea. That's why its temperature goes on decreasing. Here, this ice absorbs the heat radiations. That's why its temperature goes on increasing, and stage will reach when the temperature of tea, ice, and surrounding are at same level. And still you will find that the process of heat exchange it takes place. Means same quantity of heat energy will be absorbed by the surrounding, same quantity of heat energy will be given out by the surrounding, and that's why it can be able to maintain its temperature at a constant level. So here one thing from this discussion, what we can say, the radiant energy or the heat energy radiated by a substance is totally depends upon its absolute temperature. It totally depends upon its absolute temperature, its surface area, then the type of the body, means what type of body you are using, that also affects the quantity of heat radiation. So the heat radiated from a substance, it depends upon the temperature of the body, its surface area, type of the body, and time for which heat is given out or heat is absorbed. So these factors affects the heat radiations from a body. Okay, so mainly the temperature is very important, and side by side surface area, the type of the body, and the time for which this process takes place. So this is about Prevost's theory. So according to this theory, every body has a tendency to emit the heat radiation at all temperatures, except absolute zero. And this process or this heat emission, is totally depends upon the temperature of the body and not the surrounding. Okay, this is one thing. Okay, this is about the Prevost's theory of heat exchange. Now we'll see emissive power. Now this is the winter. I will give you one example. This is the winter season, and in winter season we feel some coolness. थोड़ा ठंडा लगता है. क्यों? क्योंकि अभी जो सराउंडिंग का टेम्परेचर वो हमारे बॉडी से कम है. That's why surrounding will absorb the heat energy from our body. उसकी वजह से we feel cool, and the temperature of the surrounding goes on increasing. In summer season, what happened? The temperature of the surrounding is more than our body. That's why heat energy is absorbed by our body from the surrounding, and that's why we feel warm. So this heat exchange, it takes place between the surrounding and our body also. Okay. So then we'll see the emissive power. Emissive power. What do you mean by the emissive power? Emissive power means the quantity of heat quantity of thermal energy radiated by a substance, the quantity of thermal energy radiated by a substance per unit area per unit time, per unit area per unit time is called as the emissive power of a substance. Means the quantity of heat energy emitted per unit surface area per unit time is called as the emissive power of a substance. Emissive power of a substance. Generally, the amount of heat radiated is directly proportional to the surface area and the time duration for which the heat energy is emitted. Generally, the heat energy emitted from a substance is directly proportional to the surface area of the substance and the time for which and the time duration for which the heat energy is emitted. And by combining these two conditions, we can say that the heat energy emitted by a substance per unit surface area per unit time is nothing but the emissive power. Suppose Q is the quantity of heat energy emitted by a substance per unit area, means if A is the area of the substance and T is the time for which the heat energy is emitted, then this ratio Q upon AT is called as the emissive power, which is denoted by capital R. So emissive power of a substance can be defined as the heat energy or the thermal energy radiated from a substance per unit surface area per unit time is called as the emissive power of a substance. And here this emissive power is measured in terms of joule per meter square per second. So joule per meter square per second. This is the unit of emissive power, or in terms of watt we can take it as watt per meter square. So this is the unit of emissive power. So this is about a general body. Means if you are considering an ordinary body, if you have a black body, if you are using a black body, then we know that the black body has a natural tendency to absorb most of the heat energy incident upon it. You know, almost 97% of the heat energy is absorbed by a perfectly black body. So as it can be able to absorb all the quantity of heat energy incident upon it, naturally it has a tendency to given out almost all the quantity of heat energy which it has absorbed. And so therefore the emissive power of a perfectly black body is always greater than any other body. Means black body, it has a maximum emissive power. And the emissive power of the black body is denoted by RB. And as it has a natural tendency to emit all the heat radiations which it has absorbed, so RB is equal to what we can say Q. So this is about the emissive power of a perfectly black body. And from this discussion, we can define the coefficient of emission. So let us see how we define coefficient of emission. This is also called as emissivity. So here emissive power can be defined as the quantity of heat energy radiated by substance per unit time per unit surface area is called as emissive power. The emissive power of a perfectly black body, how you define? The quantity of heat energy emitted by a black body per unit time per unit surface area. This we call it as the emissive power of a perfectly black body. Now, if we take the ratio of R and RB, means if we take the ratio of emissive power of an ordinary body and the emissive power of a perfectly black body, so this is nothing but the coefficient of emission. This is nothing but the coefficient of emission, or it is also called as emissivity. It is also called as emissivity. Okay, so this emissivity, it gives us an idea about this ratio, this R upon RB. Generally, you will find that this E, it lies between 0 and 1. It lies between 0 and 1. So see, if a body is a polished surface, if a body is having polished surface, so naturally what happened? It has a tendency to absorb less quantity of heat energy. Naturally, it has a tendency to emit very less quantity of heat radiation. So that's why the emissivity of a polished surface is very, very small and it is nearly equal to 0. Whereas if it is a black body, then the black body almost try to absorb all the quantity of heat energy incident upon it. Naturally, it has a tendency to emit more energy. The rate of emission of the black body is more. And that's why if it is a black body, then here we can write it as, instead of R, I will use RB and divide it by RB. Because it is a black body and the emissive power of the black body is generated by RB. So RB will get cancelled and you will get 1. Means this value E equal to 1, this is observed for a black body. And this is observed for a polished surface. Okay. And for all other body, this value lies between 0 and 1. It lies between 0 and 1. Means the maximum value of E is 1, minimum value is 0. For example, copper. If you are using a copper body, then you will find that the coefficient of emission of copper is 0.3. So copper, coefficient of emission of copper is 0.3. So in this way, by performing various experiments, you can find out the various values of E. Then we'll see Kirchhoff's law. Kirchhoff's law of heat radiation. Kirchhoff's law of heat radiation. So what is Kirchhoff's law of heat radiation? Actually, we know that whenever a body radiates heat energy, it totally depends upon the temperature of the body. Means temperature plays very important role as far as this heat radiation is concerned, and that's why what we have to do. We have to consider the temperature of the body. So see, what is the temperature of the body? If at a given temperature, the ratio of emissive power, the ratio of emissive power R upon the coefficient of absorption A. Coefficient of absorption A is equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body. Means according to the Kirchhoff's law of radiation, at a given temperature, the thermal energy radiated by a substance, the heat energy radiated by a substance per unit time per unit surface area. According to the Kirchhoff's, at a given temperature, the ratio of heat energy radiated by a substance per unit time per unit surface area to the coefficient of absorption of a body is always equal to the emissive power of a black body. Is always equal to the emissive power of a black body. And mathematically or symbolically, we can show it by using this equation: RD is equal to R upon E. In general, what we can see in order to write the statement of Kirchhoff's law. So, at a given temperature, the heat energy radiated by a substance, the ratio of the heat energy radiated by a substance per unit time per unit surface area to the coefficient of absorption is equal to the emissive power of a perfectly black body at that temperature. At that temperature. This is very important because we are concerned with the given temperature. So you should be measure the emissive power of a black body at the same temperature for which you are measuring the quantity of heat energy given out by a substance. Means the temperature for emissive power of an ordinary body and emissive power for black body, it should be same. So at a given temperature, this word is very important. So this is the statement of Kirchhoff's law. Now we can give the another statement for Kirchhoff's law. And what is that? The coefficient of absorption. The coefficient of absorption is equal to coefficient of emission. We know that coefficient of absorption is nothing but the quantity of heat energy, the ratio of quantity of heat energy absorbed by substance to the total quantity of heat energy incident upon it. So this we call it as QA by Q. This is nothing but the coefficient of absorption. And this E, which is coefficient of emission, just we are seeing, so it is R divided by RB. R divided by RB, where R is the emissive power of a general body and RB is the emissive power of a black body. So the another statement is A is equal to E. Means we can equate these two coefficients, and we can say that for a body emitting the heat radiations and absorbing the thermal radiation in thermal equilibrium, emissivity is equal to absorptivity. Means for a body emitting and absorbing the thermal radiations in thermal equilibrium, means the quantity of heat energy given out by a substance and the quantity of heat energy absorbed by the substance is same. This is possible only at the thermal equilibrium. And so according to this Kirchhoff's law, this emissivity is equal to absorptivity of a body at the thermal equilibrium. मतलब coefficient of absorption is equal to the coefficient of emission. In short, what we can say, at a given temperature of a body, the coefficient of absorption of a body is equal to its coefficient of emission at the thermal equilibrium. Okay, so this is the statement of Kirchhoff's law. Now we can give the proof of Kirchhoff's law. So how will you prove this? How will you prove the Kirchhoff's law? So for that, so I will write these two statements here. At a given temperature, RB is equal to R by A and A is equal to E. Okay. So we have to prove this Kirchhoff's law mathematically, or the theoretical proof of Kirchhoff's law. So for that, what we have to do, we have to consider a constant temperature enclosure. A constant temperature enclosure. And in this enclosure, suppose we have two bodies having same dimensions. Means the surface area of both the bodies is same. Okay, having same dimensions. So only difference is that this is the black body. This is the black body, and this is an ordinary body. This is the black body, and this is an ordinary body. So B is the black body, and A is an ordinary body. And both the bodies are placed in a constant temperature enclosure. Constant temperature enclosure. So according to the Prevost theory, the heat exchange takes place between the surrounding and the bodies. Okay. According to the Prevost theory, the heat exchange it takes place at all temperature except absolute zero. Okay. So that's why what happened. As this ordinary body is placed in a constant temperature enclosure, naturally heat energy is incident on the ordinary body. On an ordinary body. So ordinary body, what it will do? It will absorb some quantity of heat energy. So suppose QA. Q is the quantity of heat energy incident upon A. So out of this Q, suppose it will absorb QA. It will absorb QA. So I will write here QA is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by body A. Okay. So here QA is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by A. So we have the equation coefficient of absorption A is equal to QA divided by Q. If Q is the total quantity of heat energy incident upon the body. So QA is equal to what? QA is equal to, if you take the cross multiplication, then you will get QA is equal to A into Q. So this is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by the substance. This is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by the substance. So suppose R is the emissive power. R is the emissive power. Emissive power of A. So naturally what happened? The heat exchange takes place between the surrounding and the body. Some quantity of heat energy will be absorbed by an ordinary body A, that is equal to QA. At the same time, it will given out some energy to the surrounding. This is the natural process. So energy is given out by the body A, energy is absorbed by the body A. And after some time, what happened? The temperature of the surrounding and the body becomes same. Means both are at same temperature. This is equilibrium position. This is thermal equilibrium. When the temperature of surrounding and the body becomes same, we can say that this is thermal equilibrium. So in this process, the quantity of heat energy absorbed by the body is equal to quantity of heat energy given out by the body or emitted by the body. ये ऐसा कब पॉसिबल होगा जब दोनों का टेम्परेचर सेम होगा तभी. When both the bodies are having same temperature, so it means that the same quantity of heat energy is absorbed by the substance and same quantity of heat energy is given out by the substance. So that's why what we can say, as QA is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by A, R is the emissive power of A, means the quantity of heat energy radiated by the substance. So what we can say? We can say energy absorbed by A is equal to energy emitted by A. This is because thermal equilibrium. So energy absorbed by A is, just we have find out, is A into Q. A into Q. and the energy emitted by A, this is nothing but the emissive power, capital R. So AQ is equal to R. This is the first equation. This is equation number 1. The same thing is happening for black body, because both the bodies are placed in the same enclosure. So the same quantity of heat energy will be incident on the black body. As it is a black body, it has a natural tendency to absorb all the quantity of heat energy incident upon it. So naturally it will absorb almost all the energy. So in this case, if Q is the quantity of heat energy absorbed by the black body. Here this is an ordinary body, so it cannot absorb all the quantity of heat energy incident upon it. But as it is a black body, so naturally here QA and Q is same for perfectly black body, because it has a natural tendency to absorb all the quantity of heat energy incident upon it. So that's why here QA and Q is same for QA is equal to Q for black body, and that's why this Q is equal to. Again we can use the same equation. The energy absorbed by black body is equal to energy emitted by B. Means as this is the black body, so it will absorb some quantity of heat energy and it will give out the same quantity of heat energy, because the temperature of surrounding and the black body becomes same. Means both are at thermal equilibrium. So that's why here Q can be equated with RB. Q can be equated with RB, because this is the emissive power. Emissive power means quantity of heat energy emitted by a substance per unit time per unit surface area at a given temperature. So Q is equal to RB. Okay. So this is equation number 2. So if you divide this equation number 1 by 2, equation number 1 by 2, what will you get? 1 is divided by 2. AQ by Q, QQ will get cancelled, and this R by RB. So it will get cancelled, and A is equal to R upon RB. Okay. So this equation we got. And how we get this condition? Because here energy absorbed by A and energy absorbed by B both are equal to energy emitted by A and energy emitted by B. Means this condition is applicable for an ordinary body as well as for black. So we got this equation. A is equal to, can you see this? I will write here. A is equal to R by RB. Okay, same equation I have written here. So if you take the cross multiplication, then RB is equal to R by B. So hence we have proved the statement of Kirchhoff's law of heat radiation. RB is equal to R upon E. This is the first step. Now our aim is to prove A is equal to E. So here you can see A is equal to R upon RB. A is equal to R upon RB. Okay, but R upon RB is nothing but coefficient of emission. So this, but here I will write, but E is equal to R upon RB. So A is equal to R upon RB. So if you substitute this value here, then you will get A is equal to E. So this is the second statement of Kirchhoff's law. Means the coefficient of emissivity is equal to the coefficient of absorption. So at a given temperature, if the body is at thermal equilibrium, then the coefficient of absorption is equal to the coefficient of emission. Sometimes you may ask, give the statement of Kirchhoff's law of radiation and also prove that the coefficient of absorption is equal to coefficient of emission. Okay, or prove that RB is equal to R upon E. So this is the mathematical proof of theoretical proof of Kirchhoff's law of heat radiation. Okay, so here we will stop.